Hi everyone, welcome to Doing My Best, a channel about debt, getting out of it, building up savings, and getting my life on track, financially at least. So this is the last check-in for January, as well as like a debt savings update, kind of, and a little bit of cash stuffing, so kind of a smorgasbord. So yeah, we are officially in February. Happy February. For the last week, the only things that came out were as expected. So my phone came out to be $42.20 as planned. Rent was $400. Bank fees ended up being $820, and my student line of credit interest was $976. So yeah, the interest will be higher for my student line of credit next year because, or next month, because I took $300 out to pay for my tuition. But yeah, it shouldn't be too crazy. I got paid from my 2 teaching jobs for a total of $1169.76, and then I got for my testing job $574.41, which is great. So yeah, financially, I mean, my total income for the month was $3,356.21, which I think is what it will be about for the next 4 months or 3 months. So yeah, I can't complain too much, I guess. So in terms of spending, it ended up not being a total no spend month, but I think I'm gonna try again in April, because that's when my other half of my tuition payment is due. Yeah, but obviously I'm still not gonna go crazy, or try not to, the next couple months. So the rest of my tuition was $1973. My dentist ended up being $294.31. I had $145 for this, so I'll just pay the other $154 or $150, I guess, in my next paycheck next week. I bought my mom and I some steamed milk at Starbucks because she had a crappy week for $14.18, and I felt like being a good daughter. I filled up my car with gas for $30. I think the last time I had filled up was the 25th, or sorry, the 12th. So basically 3 weeks of gas. So yeah, I shouldn't have to pay or fill up till closer to the end of February, hopefully. And then my Christmas present was with my friend, and she took me to see a show, so parking was $375, and then I bought us some chocolate for $470. And then groceries, $16.98 at Save-On. I needed a new notebook for my testing job, so $525. I bought my mom a Valentine's Day gift for $944, which came out of my my cash envelopes, and then $42.12 for Walmart. So I'd put $200 towards my weekly shop, and I had 10 something on there on top of it, so I spent $116.98 this past week, and I have $94.21 left over. So again, I won't be needing gas. So the only thing that will be really coming out of this is parking. I should have parking on here somewhere. My other parking. Maybe I counted it last week. Now I'm a little confused. There should be parking on here, but I should only have to pay like $16 in total for parking for the next 2 weeks, hopefully, because I'm not going to be spending full days on campus, just because there's no real need to. So yeah, that is it for spending. I'm going to try and be more intentional with actually like calculating how much I'm spending each week, just so that I know. And then for the next week, I guess Tithe came out. So my personal loan and Spotify are the only things that will come out. I'm expecting to get paid from all 3 jobs twice this month. So it should be, depending on how much I do for my testing job, it should be $3,400, give or take. And I guess the only thing that I'm really changing is I'm trying to be more intentional with my credit cards. My minimum payment for my one credit card is basically always taken care of because I have all of my expenses go out, and when I pay those expenses, it goes towards my minimum payment. So it got a little bit confusing with me trying to figure out my tuition and stuff. So I'm going to be intentional with putting money towards my credit card one and put $400 on top of my minimum payment. I'm going to put $20 towards my student line of credit in addition to the $100 that I budget at the end of the month, just to try and keep lowering the interest, to try and get it down to under $100. I'm not sure how much it's going to be. February is obviously a short month, so it won't be quite as much, but yeah, we'll see how it plays out. And then I'll put $20 or $50 a month, which should cover my minimum payment for my other credit card, which I think would, yeah, I'll probably be a bit extra, but we'll try and do 50. And yeah, I'm going to keep track of everything here so that it doesn't get lost in the abyss of my brain or my spreadsheet. So I didn't really save or put money towards debt this month just because of the tuition and the lack of income until the end of the month, where I got paid like I will be going forward for this semester. But I had expected for my one teaching job to get $3,500 for the 4 months, $3,000 for the 4 months, and $3,200 for the 4 months, to a total of $9,700. This was rounded down. But for my one teaching job, I got $674.91, which is 19% of that $3,500. For my second teaching job, I got $98,970, which is 33% of that $3,000. And then for my testing job, I got $1,662.09, which is 52% of that $3,200. So in total, $3,326.70, which is 34% of the $9,700. So all that to say is that I have 3 more months of income, which means that I will be making more than the $9,700 I was expecting for these 3 months. The testing job was so high because it was a 3 payment month, and I had been doing extra testing so that I got more money. But yeah, so I had planned to put $2,000 towards savings and $1,730 toward debt, and I think that's still a possibility. We'll see what happens in February, March, and April, but so far I think, yeah, I'm definitely going to be making more than I was expecting, which is good for my savings and debt goals. So the last bit, I'll start doing my savings challenges next week once I have more money to play with, but I've got $45 here that need to go to gifts. Oh, birthdays. So 25 for birthdays. Everyone, well, 4 of the people I love have birthdays at the end of April, beginning of May. So this needs to be bulked up so I can pay for all 4 of them. Drugs and dental is empty, and then gifts is getting the other 20, but I am going to take out this 10 for the gift I just bought my mom for Valentine's Day. So I will put this back to bank. Okay, and that is it. Yeah, I hope everyone has a great week. Thank you for being here, and happy saving.